welcome back again to some Wargame Airland Battle action. It's going to be 4 versus 4 on the Copenhagen map, also known as Copenhagen, and that's because well, pretty much every time that me or pretty much anyone else that I know actually tries to play on this map, you get some rather bizarre jerkiness. Kind of hard to describe, but yeah, it's like as if the game just jerks from one frame to another. It's very bizarre, and apparently it's caused by having the high amounts of urban sectors, which really sucks actually, because otherwise it's a pretty nice map. I suppose it's a bit of a spam map still, but well, then again, you could say that about many of the maps really, if you really want to come down to it. In any case, we've got NATO versus Pact. Pact consists of myself, Lightspan, Hatchfinder, Sokol, and Red Rooster. NATO consists of, we'll just call him underscore Salsa Simorico and Toxic Cabbage. Very fearsome opponents indeed, by the sounds of it. So, it looks like Red's got, actually, okay, that's the north, so Red's got the west, and I've got the east. So, west for Red, east for myself. And, yeah, Hatchfinder going to be, and Sokol, or whatever his name is, going to be going for Hotel into the other middle point, whose name is obscured. So, let's have a look and see what happens actually. Going to be starting off with, actually, that's right, because I'm playing as Yossar, I actually have a bit of an interesting configuration when it comes to helicopter infantry. I've got helicopter infantry and napalm infantry both being handled by whatever they're called, Sapedies, or just sapper infantry in these Mi-8Ts, so a bit of a dual role really. And I'm pretty sure I've actually sent them in all, actually, from the card, all the available ones from the card, so they're going to be running into a bit of trouble though, but there we go, do manage to disembark them at the very least, so hopefully I can get them into a bit of cover. Actually, I should have disembarked some around here actually, so I can get them into these freaking buildings. Sapediers, yeah, I mean, they're great for slowing down infantry, or killing infantry actually, and slowing down vehicles, but yeah, they're not really great at actually killing vehicles. And unfortunately for myself, yeah, I should have dropped some Sapediers here. We've got instead Toxic Cabbage is going to come in with his Cytokine full of, well, 4 Cytokines full of infantry, probably Fusiliers. We'll see what happens though, he's not getting them out there. There we go, yep, Fusiliers coming out. And yep, they're going to be going straight for my SU-122-54s. We'll be able to do a bit of damage against them, but really, these guys are going to be pretty cost effective, as you can see, just tearing everything up. The Zertka's trying to do everything they can. Afghansky's actually not doing too bad against them either, managing to stun them as well. And even the Tunguska actually doing some damage with its radar AAA gun there, just gotta love it. Actually, MITs actually be able to do a bit of damage too, for that matter. Sapediers, they would be coming in, thankfully, but yeah, a bit of a screw up by myself actually not dropping some infantry directly on these buildings. I do get some around here instead, but unfortunately they are getting caught out in the open. They're going to be forced to go straight into the forest, so I might have just been better off with regular infantry actually, but I suppose that's something I'll have to think about, whether I want to tweak the deck a bit more or not. But we do have some flames being dropped at the very least by Yak 38s, thankfully managing to get out of there. Well, managing to panic, kill a few infantrymen, not really being able to do too much significant stuff. Unfortunately, the Sapediers following up, once they get into this building, they should be much more successful, hopefully. Unfortunately, these guys are all out of rockets, and they're probably going to be all out of life as well, like once the AA missiles actually hit them. Well, okay, never mind, they actually managed to tank a bit of damage, strangely enough. And we also do have the fight to the middle happening as well. Looks like Hatchfinder, looks like Hatchfinder managing to, well, get a bit of a foothold on Foxtrot, India, a little bit as well, actually, I suppose. Sokol trying to bomb a bit, but I think his planes are getting shot down, except for these ones here, actually. There we go, a bit of a foothold in either case. Better than them having a foothold in our points, to say the least. Although we do have a bit of a gap here, actually, for opponents to possibly exploit, but they seem to be mostly focused on the infantry that are encroaching on their territory, and definitely a reactive style of play. And as myself, I'm focused on trying to actually dislodge these Fusiliers and Cytokines from here, which is a bit of a reactive play for myself there, but there you go. Actually spamming Afghanskis, all things, and Red Rooster coming in with a Delphin to help as well. Yeah, I could definitely do all the help that I can get, really. And actually, Sokol managing to get a couple of Grenzers here. Oh, and this would have been the perfect spot to get some real infantry in as well, just to establish a bit of a strong point. How many urban sectors do we have? So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So yeah, enough to send some infantrymen in. They'll definitely need to get some ATGMs in there as well. Unfortunately, Toxic Cabbage's infantry should be able to take out the Grenzers pretty freaking easily. Sucks, but what can you do? So Pettiers, unfortunately, are going to be stuck in the forests. That's right, I was waiting for the flames to dissipate. Cytokin's also trying to come in. Toxic Cabbage getting a little bit cocksure, to say the least. And it's not going to help him too much. Cytokins will get stunned, permanent stunned basically, by all these Afghanskis firing, even the Tungusk actually getting in on the action, and hopefully Sapeti is also coming in as well, unfortunately trying to send some stuff out in the open. Chieftain Maxus are going to be able to take them out, and yes, Sapeti is not going to be able to do too much against the Saracens. They will manage to panic them and do a bit of damage, but really I need some actual infantry rocket launchers to be able to follow up from that. So I just need to, yeah, maybe go, instead of helicopter napalm infantry, go with helicopter regular infantry, and maybe relegate the napalm infantry to, yeah, just something else, maybe a regular transport, but well, what can you do? Doing what I can though. This Harrier is getting away scot-free though. Probably should switch this thing over to use the missiles instead, but there we go. Desves is also not taking any damage actually, thank God for that, and there we go, managing to settle in into this little corner, and unfortunately this forest does completely belong to our opponents, well, to my opponent, Toxic Cabbage in particular. Seems to me it seems to be just me versus him really at this particular point. He seems to be really hesitant to deploy his infantry for some reason, or maybe he just isn't paying attention to his transports, but well, what can he do, right? Can he do it? What our opponents can do, it seems, is yeah, drop plenty of napalm on us though, but we'll be able to take out their planes. Down goes one, and down goes the other one. Wow, actually flying quite a bit in front actually, to say the least, and what we could do, well, what we can do is actually try to get our Motschutzens out of there, but there we go. What can we do indeed? And there's something actually I don't see too often, the Ontos itself actually being deployed. A very bizarre vehicle actually. It's got next to no armor, and down it goes. Too bad I couldn't examine the unit card in detail, but what can you do? I'm not sure why I'm still saying that so much, but there you go. It's going to be a bit tricky to try to penetrate this little head of buildings, as it were, for opponents. They got a nice little spearhead right here, but well, we'll see what happens. We do have a nice little, I'm not really sure if it counts as a concave, but sort of a concave setup here. This is a bit more of a salient of buildings, you can say, because it's being formed around here. Wind is going to be very vulnerable here, and what you know, so vulnerable that this sector is actually completely unoccupied. Axonol are coming in. They seem to be doing a better job of turning away from the AA, and they might actually be able to, yep, one gets out of there, and the other one actually should be able to get out as well, thank the Lord for that. But Zeptica's trying to come into spots a bit, unfortunately it won't happen, and there we go. I'm actually going to be reinforcing with ATGMs, AA infantry, hopefully going to be getting some regular infantry at some point as well. This Sapetius can only do so much, and making a bit of a mistake here actually, letting a couple of them getting taken out and spotted, transferring buildings, a little bit of a mistake, but well, nothing too bad about that. And BRDM is also going to come in so I can actually decapture this flag. We do have more score points than they do, but it never hurts to try to get more, or at least force them to try to react. Although the problem is though, because I'm controlling such a tiny area, it's going to be pretty obvious where the CV is. Although there's actually a couple of possible areas, could be here, all around here, but a couple of bombings around these locations, and well, they're guaranteed to hit the CV pretty much. Could have actually tried to maybe get it around here, but there aren't any bushes or anything like that to hide it, and this stuff here does not count as concealment or cover. Kind of sucks. Actually doesn't really seem to be much cover at all around this section at all, except for this bit here, which of course is being held by these Fusiliers and the Saracens, so damn Shazam, and these Sapetiers are probably not going to do too well either, for that matter. Let's see, I don't really have too much when it comes to infantry at all. These Afghanskis will be able to slow down the Fusiliers a bit, but there you go, my Sapetiers. Once they get revealed, everything else just starts firing on them. Now these Fusiliers coming in, two groups of two squads, and they'll be able to get these buildings pretty freaking easily. Finally reacting with some infantry myself. Sokol also sending everything he can, and we do have some bombers myself coming in as quickly as possible. They should be able to help a bit. And actually getting a nice little spread, actually. So these Fusiliers, well, only 4 remaining in this squad, and well, unfortunately they do manage to make it into these buildings. Very unfortunate though, but at the very least my Afghanskis can do a bit of damage, I suppose. But Victorians, unfortunately, will get torn to shreds, despite the fact that these guys are freaking panicked to hell and back. Nope, they'll do just freaking fine shooting everything down, despite the fact they're panicking for their lives after getting shelled and flames in their face and all that. But there you go. Some good news at the very least is that, yeah, Patchfinder is managing to successfully... Jesus, that is really loud. He's managing to successfully push forward. We do actually have Panzer Grenadiers managing to push back in India, unfortunately, but they do not have a foothold in Hotel at the very least. And yes, where is the infantry? My god, so cool. Thankfully though, there's not much of an attack happening, otherwise we'd really be screwed in Hotel. And Moscow Pilotus for Hatchfund, unfortunately not being able to do as much as he would hope. I'm sure Mountaineers will get taken out by the TO-62 slowly but surely, but if, yeah, unfortunately our Blue Galleys are quite a bit of infantry. We could, if we wanted to, we could actually put a CV behind one of these buildings actually, just to decapture one of these points. That'd be pretty nice. Won't be happening anytime soon though, by the looks of things, but there we go. At least we are keeping the pressure on our opponents. And just have a look actually elsewhere on the map. Not much happening on the western flank. Simrico does actually have a bit of a foothold. It's not much though, and with these Zenishtes and the transport there, and actually a couple of other T-72 M1Ms and a couple of other tanks here and there, yeah, should be able to block anything really coming in, although technically opponents could send in a CV either here or somewhere around here if they actually wanted to. Wouldn't be much of a foothold, but it'd be better than nothing actually, especially since they do not have the advantage for score points. But we'll see what happens though. Sokol continuing to send in his ATGM planes wherever possible, and should be able to survive, yet managing to get rid of that tornado just like that. And it was the ADS-3, however the hell you pronounce that, which I'm pretty sure is the most advanced variant you can get as the Brutes as well, so good on me for shooting it down, I suppose. Victoria's trying to do everything they can as well with all their missiles before they run out, and yeah, they'll just be forced to get out of there. At the very least they'll get out of there intact, which is always good news for infantry, I suppose, or good news for anything really, to get through intact. So there we go, a couple of T-64As being sent in. It's not going to be enough. I think I'm just trying to send in whatever I can to prepare for an attack. Looks like my command vehicle unfortunately has been taken down, and yeah, when I was playing I never actually noticed what took out my CVs when I sent them over here. So I'll try to pay attention during this replay just so I can actually see what the hell they were using to take it down. Whether it was just artillery or something else, maybe just planes with those really annoying cluster bombs on them. Oh, see what happens. Okay, so we'll follow these planes coming around. Why not, say, launching missiles all over the place. Doing a bit of damage and should be able to hopefully survive. And we actually got someone from the opponents unfortunately surrendering. Really sucks actually, because the points were relatively even. I mean, come on, man. In any case, Semorikoi is out like a trout. Sucks, but there you go. Another bomber coming in for myself. And speaking of the jerkiness, actually, wait a minute. I noticed it a bit actually when I'm moving the camera around, even though the frame rate is hovering around 30. It is definitely jerking around. I don't know if you can actually tell watching the video, but I can definitely tell trying to move the camera around. Well, trying to bomb a bit here and there. Not really sure how much damage that really did, but it's the command vehicle. Another one is coming in, and I'll try to actually pay attention to what the fuck is even shooting at it. Red Rooster is actually helping out, so thank God for that. Zenishtas, not really sure what the hell they're doing actually. I'm trying to get into this building maybe, but they shouldn't be doing that right in front there. Actually, can they even? Yeah, they can actually see the BRDM, so they actually know exactly where it is. They would have, if they were paying attention, they would have seen it go straight into the swamp before disappearing behind the fog of war. So, what will they actually be using to take it out though? That's the question. Actually got plenty of smoke for some reason being dropped in front, not really sure why. And some actual artillery actually taking something out, bizarrely enough. But yeah, the BRDM, they would know that it is there if they were paying attention, so that was something I was wondering about, whether it was actually being revealed or not, and what it actually was. I should have been paying more attention to the pathing of that, because it just basically went through the road and then went back like that. If what I did was I just sent it straight through the forest, well, it shouldn't have been revealed at the very least. They would have, well, they wouldn't have known for certain where it was, I suppose. So there we go. And yeah, that jerkiness still continuing to strike. Sucks, but what can you do? Got +1 points coming in. So we're just really widening our lead here. And Hatchfunder is establishing more and more of a foothold in Foxtrot. So not too shabby. Mostly just crawling forward of infantry really, a nice little Nice slog. Could actually do with a bit more artillery, perhaps. A bit more flaming weaponry as well being deployed. But still, what he's got is not too shabby, and he does have enough of a foothold, at least, to put down a CV and be a bit annoying, actually. And, Pichko fucking Matsurino. What the fuck destroyed my CV? Actually, I think it was artillery. Well, there aren't any flames or anything like that, so it wouldn't have been burned to death. So it was either artillery or... yeah, let's see. Either artillery or a bomber, maybe. Pichko Matsurino. I wanted to... Well, I got another BRDM coming, so... whatever happened to the previous ones will probably happen to this one as well. So I'll try to pay attention to what's happening there, because I really am curious as to what the hell was even taking it out. Well, in any case, my artillery is continuing to fire, just providing a bit of fire support. This time I'll try to pay attention to what's happening to this one. Paratroopers landing for Toxic Cabbage finally, as well as SCSs actually, just to drive out our Grenzers from Circle. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was the Grenzer squad that was in there. And there we go, yep, going to be taking advantage of these buildings. Really sucks to say the least. We actually did have a an opportunity there to take this little cluster of buildings for ourselves, but yeah, well, what can you do? BRDM's going to be coming in for myself, and we'll see exactly what that will do. Now that jerkiness is really starting to get noticeable, which really sucks, but oh well, I should have expected that from Copenhagen. But I still just wanted to, you know, try something a bit different, even if it meant this freaking jerkiness, because otherwise the battles themselves actually weren't too bad. So the BRDM basically taking the same freaking path, no fucking deviation. Oh no, it's actually going to be coming across here. The only problem is though, is they can see everything that's happening there. Actually, no, I don't think they could. I think they could see it a little bit, but they would have seen the path coming through there most likely. In any case, it is there, and yes, I'll try to pay attention to it just pay attention to this battlefield in general, actually, seeing as we do have a bit of action happening here and there. Some flames being dropped, actually taking out quite a few of these Fusiliers. But yeah, I know the BRDM is right here, and well, let's just see what happens. Let's just see, shall we? Sadakin's coming in, they're going to be, well, they'll actually not be getting taken out by the Motostonoskis at all, for whatever bizarre reason, but there we go, we do have counterattacks here and there happening. The enemy CV is, of course, all the way back here, and in fact there's actually, oh no, it does have a Gazelle, so once I shoot that down, put a helicopter around here somewhere, then, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute, there must have been a plane, okay. I just saw something, I saw a plane crash land here, so that must have been an enemy plane that did that. I think that was a plane that crash landed. Damn it, I can't believe I missed that again. I was focusing on this fucking battle, but I was just a little bit too far to the right, so it probably appeared on the video anyway, it's just that I was looking at a different part of the screen. Okay, must have been a plane that did that. It would be way too precise for artillery, almost certainly. Artillery would, well, you'd almost certainly not get that lucky, to say the least. But there you go. In case, well, not much really happening in the middle. We've still got this little spearhead. Our opponent's actually, no, they've still got a spearhead on Bravo. Nothing much else happening. They actually do have this forest sort of taken care of. Well, actually, I could have some recon there just to spot. But yeah, it's mostly a stalemate. Although there we go. Yep, so-called finally sending in an SPW CV. Not quite behind a building, and not in any cover either, for that matter. I suppose it's sort of behind this house, this collection of houses, but yeah, it could be a little bit better when it comes to actual cover. But there we go, we're going to get +1 points coming in any case. UAZ CVs coming in, and God help me, I will try to pay attention as to what the hell is going on with that. I'm pretty sure it's planes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all it is, really. It's just opponents using planes. The plane's getting shot down, but managing to take down the CVs at every fucking opportunity. And my god, why the hell did I get into path like that? Obviously they're getting spotted. Well, in hindsight they're getting spotted. But yeah, oh well, what can you do? What can you do indeed? Red Rooster trying to send in a couple of OT APCs, and myself, well, looks like I'll actually be... okay, yep, I think I'm actually going to try to mount a serious attack on Juliet. And why not? I mean, I don't really have anything else going on anywhere else. I'm not taking any of these other points. And yeah, looks like the west is holding. The middle, we've got a foothold. And as long as we can stop this thing from getting bombed, well, we do have some anti-air actually, so we should be alright, although they could suspect that the CV's there and just go for a suicide run. We'll see what happens though. We are actually starting to push forward. Hatchfinder's doing a pretty good job actually, slowly but surely pushing forward with infantry. Just, as you can see, using a whole mixture of infantry really. These VWs should actually be in cover, but anyway. So yes, Petiers, regular infantry, BTRs, moving in the anti-air as well, you know, just to stop everything from getting bombed by aircraft. So yeah, being done pretty well overall. Could actually do with more support vehicles. He did actually, well, he does have, okay, the flame tanks I suppose, but yeah, I don't know, maybe a little bit more just at a distance would be great. But Sokol also actually is going to be getting foothold into India, and I missed out on what happened to that CV. Yes, I fucking did, god fucking damn it. Well, I think we can assume that it's either helicopters, no, actually not helicopters, sorry, yeah, it's either planes or artillery. It's almost certainly planes, most likely. Do have anti-air though, so god damn, I just wish I saw what was happening there. Whatever, we will hopefully be able to catch the attack at the very least. That should not be done. Should not be done in the blink of an eye, hopefully. And yeah, then once I get an actual, well, once I get a bit more of a front line established there, then I might be able to actually get my CV in a slightly better place, or I can hopefully take out the enemy CV. We'll see what happens though. Let's see, where's there? Okay, that's the closest reinforcement zone for them. Sending in some helicopters of infantry. Actually, wait a minute. Huh. Okay then, so this one's actually got an autocannon on us. But anyway, yeah, they're sending in some helicopters of infantry, but apart from that, nothing really too heavy, so can actually see that we're massing up. Let's have a look. Oh yes, they can see just barely, they can see the front bits, the front elements of our, oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, they can see the front elements of our assaults there, so they're going to be, yep, they're going to be replying with a couple of Challenger Mark 1s. I'm actually surprised that they're using Mark 1s. The Mark 2s are so much better. I can't believe he's using the Mark 1s. Yeah, the Mark 2s are basically where they're at for Britain. No contest. But in any case, Foxtrot, we've actually managed to secure it entirely. I don't know where the enemy CV is, but we've either gotten to retreat, which doesn't seem to be the case, or we've actually managed to blow it up entirely, so very nicely done. We've essentially got this one in the bag. Although we have to watch out with our aircraft, to say the least. Attacking, yes. What do we have? Sorry about that. So, we've got a whole bunch of Urals of infantry, T-55As for Red Rooster, SU-122-54 for myself, just a tank damage, as well as some T-64As. Okay, I don't know what the hell that is. Okay, and it's bright as well. Alright, whatever the hell it is, it's going to be helping out as well. So, and of course some flame tanks as well, some infantry following up in the bank. Should actually be sending up these guys. Now, can you notice what is wrong with this composition? Can you notice? That's the, okay, got TADU coming in as well as a couple of other tanks. But anyway, yeah, can you actually see what's wrong with this composition? I'll give you a couple of seconds to figure it out. It's actually going to be very obvious now, actually, with these helicopters coming in. And yes, you've most likely guessed right, it's the fact that we did not send any fucking anti-air at all along this entire front line. So now these towers are going to be going to town on us. Although thankfully they're mostly aiming at the really crappy Su-122s as well as the Urals, so they're mostly just wasting their rockets on that, thank god. Although, actually wait a minute, what are the rockets actually hitting? Yeah, mostly just the Urals and such, so yeah, thank god for that. Unfortunately our infantry and all that is getting taken out, and yeah, we needed to send in some anti-air. Thankfully the towers, well, there's one good thing that can be said about them is the fact that yeah, they are mostly going at the Urals. Yeah, all these rockets going towards the Urals. It's actually granting them experience as well, but thankfully they are, well, not rockets, sorry, they are wasting quite a few missiles there. More towers coming in as well, and I'm not too surprised actually, given the fact that we just sent out no fucking anti-air at all. I mean, I do have some anti-air here though, but as you can see, that actually needs to be resupplied a bit as well. What the hell was I thinking? Yeah, I forgot to send A as an AA. Oh my god, all these fucking towers. Well, at least my Motostelskis are surviving for the time being, but yeah, I'm going to be sending in some anti-air. Now, thankfully, I did not send in the TADU with that initial attack, otherwise that probably would have been torn to shreds as well, despite the fact that it's so heavily armoured and all that. Finally, we do have some anti-air incoming, but yeah, that was complete mess up on my behalf. Although, well, actually, I suppose we did have Red Rooster also helping out as well, actually, so I could have sent in a bit of anti-air, but really, the fact that neither of us sent anti-air is pretty freaking ridiculous. Well, and my plane's getting shot down as well. That's a bit of a scrub on my behalf, I'll admit. Whoopsie long, but the good news is we have managed to secure this forest line, and we did manage to get these towers, these Lynx Tower 2s, should I say, to actually waste, indeed, to waste quite a few of their missiles, which I suppose is better than nothing. We actually got some smoke being dropped as well by myself, by the looks of it. Also draining the FOBs quite a bit as well, actually. Oh man, so spam tanks, yep, that sounds like a good idea. Except I'm not really spamming tanks, I'm actually just going with the heavier stuff. Which would be great if I also sent in some AA, which is slowly but surely coming in. Thank God for that, the attack is still going on. We do still have +3 points coming in, so we're probably going to win. Foxtrot is pretty much secured. India, we just have a foothold, but it's... well, it doesn't look like they're counter-attacking actually. It looks like... Underscore is not doing anything, and neither is anyone else. Well, okay, Underscore is sending in some arters of infantry. Doesn't really have too much in terms of anti-air, though. Could have really gone with more of that, actually, from what I've noticed. But, yeah, it looks like the only real battles are happening... But the only real battle, actually, just singular battle, is happening for Juliet. So, we'll see what happens. My T-80U and T-64A, they're just going to be sitting pretty. And my anti-air is... Yeah, there we go. Going to be coming up slowly but surely. Towers, they've exhausted pretty much all of the missiles, so they're just going to go back anyway just to resupply, if nothing else. So, yes, and my helicopter is going to get taken out. Thankfully I didn't really spend too much on helicopters myself, although they don't have too much in terms of anti-air. They do have these javelins, but once they exhaust their missiles there's not really much else. So, see what happens. SU-122s will be able to do a bit of damage against the Challengers, no less. Oh god, these Montestelskis are going to be able to take a bit of damage as well, but I probably should keep them back until everything else comes in as well, actually. Whoopsie lonk. Oh well, at least my anti-air is here finally. I should be careful though, these Challenger Mark 1s are still very challenging opponents, to say the least. But there we go, my T-80U and T-64A coming in should be able to make a bit of a difference. And T-55As en masse, and if they can get close enough to the Challengers, should be able to make short work of them as well. Not sure what I'm doing my Urals there, probably just seeing if there's anything there. And there most certainly is. Such a shame that these flame tanks were not in a position to fire on these infantry once they revealed themselves, but well, what can you do? T-80U is finally going to be engaging with its reflex missiles. Very nicely done. Okay, and bam, we'll just follow this missile actually. Oh shit, that is fast actually. And it's going to swing and miss, of course. So unfortunately these Challengers are still going to be challenging our superiority, it seems. T-64As finally will be able to start firing some shots on them, and then these T-55A and 1Bs actually, they should be able to get close enough to engage these Challengers as well, although they're still getting torn to shreds though, so they're still not close enough. But Red Rooster is rushing them forward. I'm also rushing my T-64A. I think the T-80U is probably going to survive though. We'll see what happens though. It is now starting to take pot shots just of its main cannon after exhausting its massive supply of free whole freaking missiles. And there we go, finally our tanks are starting to get close enough. Unfortunately the Challengers, they're doing good old reverse move actually by the looks of it. And okay, they've only got a medium stabilizer, but they're still doing a good job taking pot shots of these tanks as they're retreating. Although they shouldn't have stopped retreating actually, I don't know what the hell was doing there. I'm pretty sure that was a reverse move as well being used by Toxic Cabbage. Unfortunately he should have told them to reverse move a little bit further back actually. Whoopsie lock. But what can you do? Challenger Mark 1 finally is going to be retreating with a sliver of health left and panic to hell and back, so away he goes. And here we go, this is more what I'm talking about, the Challenger 1 Mark 2s. So, a little bit more expensive, a little bit better, but really the difference... I mean, on paper, maybe there's not that much difference, but really on the battlefield you really can feel the difference, especially if these guys are properly supported. But T-80U is still going to be trading shots with them. And ATG Milans are going to be a pain in the ass. Thankfully though, nothing seems to be hitting the T-80U. It seems to be indestructible. And T-55A is actually going to be flanking, very nice flank actually by Red Rooster. He should stop them from moving actually. These things will definitely have no stabilizers basically for firing on the move. Managing to do a bit of damage. Unfortunately they were panicked though, which kind of sucks. And my T-80U, on the other hand, completely calm. And well, why not really? He's taking a tiny bit of damage, but well, he's veterancy. I'm pretty sure he's just one level below elite, which means I think you can only get like 2 of them in that case. And there you have it. We finally, with my charging Montestelskis, managing to take out the enemy CVs, plenty of infantry to go around, equal share for everybody, as they say. Challenger Mark 1 for Toxic Cabbage, not really sure why he's sending it forward like that. Very strange indeed. Huh. Not really sure what to make of that, but well, whatever. In any case, we're cleaning up shop on Juliet. These, well, once the, wait a minute, what the hell are these things actually doing? Okay, so the Lynx Towers for Toxic Cabbage, I believe, yeah, I believe they were retreating, but they didn't actually resupply. So they did a good job, sorry, they did a good job blunting our initial assaults just because we didn't send any anti-air, but the follow-up they had, it was a bit piecemeal, to be honest. I mean, those challenges are pretty good, but, nah, we sent way too much against them. They needed to be a bit more supported, and really they shouldn't have bothered with the Mark 1s anyway, should have gone for the Mark 2s, but there you have it, not too shabby, did a bit of damage, but Hatchfunder and So-Called doing incredible amounts of damage in the middle actually, to say the least. Very nicely done all around though, so there you go, I shall see you all next time.